Good morning. Good morning, the third and unfortunately the last day of international event infraBIM Visegrad Group. My name is Marek Salamak and I will be with you throughout the day. The first session today is called BIM Management. Experts and practitioners know that BIM is not only about modeling and beautiful renderings or animations. These are primary processes and various management aspects like data processing or team and asset management. That's why we decided to create such a topic session today. We have planned 6 lectures for this session. First, we'll discuss the problem associated with managing of a large infrastructure project in Norway, which is carried out in a really large international team. After the break, we will meet our experts again, but already during the discussion panel. Then you will be able to ask questions using the chat. The first presentation was prepared jointly by Nolwenn Lancien from EFAS, France, and Arkadiusz Leśko from Arkadiusz, Poland. Lecture title: Advanced Project Cooperation on E18 in Norway, case study by Arkadiusz. I'm not sure if Nolwenn is going to start or Arkadiusz Leśko. Anyway, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Marek. Hello, everybody. My name is Arkadiusz Leśko, and together with me there is Nolwenn Lancien, and she's also from Arkadiusz, Poland, to justify add some remarks. But nevertheless, we would like to present today some kind of a pretty advanced projects, and I think that some kind of a start of the series of advanced projects we'd like to show on infraBIM in next years, because we have a lot of different various international projects which are pretty complicated and complex. This project will be about the collaboration structure, and this presentation will be about the collaboration structure on E18, Lancien and Lugtempen, case study by Arkadiusz Systems. Once again, I'm technical director in Market, and together with me we have Nolwenn Lancien. And the agenda of the presentation: who we are, how and what we are doing, how it works, and E18 project discussion. First of all, who we are. We are part of the group Monoyer. It's some kind of a part of the marketing as usual, what we have to do. And we are in the group of Arkans, together with Site, Haltera, Arkans Optimum. We are not only providing solutions, IT solutions, we are also providing the hardware and the software on the sites, also for the designers, not only infrastructural, but also building designers and manufacturing designers. We are also providing the Caterpillar machines, so it's like a complete workflow and continuum of the solutions which we want and can provide to our customers. So also we are providing trainings, implementations, consulting, and individual support according to our customer needs. We are European leader in BIM and PLM and CAM. We are right now top 3 in EMEA market, so it's like European market, Middle East and Africa, top 6 in the world. We are planning to be available in no more over 20 countries in next 4 years in the European market, so it's a pretty large scale. How and what we'd like to achieve it? First of all, our mission is that we would like to provide you suitable solutions for you, which are tailored to your needs as our customers. We have a pretty big base of the experts and experienced people with more over 20, 25, 30 years of experience. We are providing high quality services, as you already know, on the Polish market. We own our own IP solutions like Holixa, AJ CAD, and so on. So we are providing different types of add-ons on top of different types of solutions, regular solutions. And as we mentioned, we are pretty focused on developing of the engineering skills. We have moreover 500 experienced engineers in both construction and industry market. And as you can see, the biggest companies trust us, and we are providing for them, not only a solution, but we are providing in general, a whole workflow, as you will see in the next part of the presentation. And how it works, we have many different implementations, not only on the European market, but also on the Polish market. On the previous infraBIM, we are available on infraBIM for the last 4 years. As I remember, we were showing the implementation in Slovak in the Polish market. Right now, we are working on the next implementations, next pilot projects, and in general projects. But what we'd like to show that we not only implement different kind of solutions on the Polish market, but we are cooperating together, like for example, the Nolwenn, on the international projects. So once again, a lot of different companies trust us, and I hope that you will trust us also. So I'm passing the voice and also presentation to Nolwenn, and we will start to talk about the E18 project.
Thanks, Arek, and hello everyone. You keep the share of the screen, or I take it?
Yeah, please take it.
All right.
I'm stop sharing.
Okay. Screen 2. Can you see it?
Yes.
Great. So first of all, thanks everybody to be with us. I'm working for Arkadiusz System France, and as Arek told you, we will go a little bit deeper in the E18 project. So the E18 project is a 7 kilometers motorway 2x2, and the specificity of this project is that there is a lot of viaduct and tunnel, and especially the Greenland one, which is quite impressive. But it's not only a question of project and size of the project, it's also a question of BIM. So if you want to see who is in charge behind this, the owner of the project is Nolwenn, the administration from Norway, and Eiffage has been chosen to deliver this project. How Arkadiusz is today helping and supporting this project, it's because, first of all, we have most of us construction background, which means that we are able to understand and talk the same language that the one of our client. We also got reference project similar that Arek showed us just before, for example, with Strabag. And we attach the methodology of works to tailor the solution on client's need, taking into account their maturity, if they are beginning or very advanced in the BIM work, and of course to focus on the project goals, to do only what is necessary and important, a bit like lean. The idea is also that when we support our clients, we bring the knowledge and the expertise of the market with the software, and we are also able to connect elements between them because of the development part, which can be useful if we consider the open BIM without all the standard already ready. The day-to-day work consists in supporting the digitalization of company, which design, build, and operate. That means that we are there all around the life cycle of an infrastructure. But the idea is also to be involved and provide knowledge regarding the structuration of BIM, because we're speaking about data, not only 3D models. And it's important to structure and to define work process to help people to integrate this methodology. And at the end, the idea is to, to be not anymore necessary for the project and give the customer the autonomy to let them use BIM in next project. So if we go back to the goal of the client, Nolwenn want to become in 2024 a fully digital, innovative force in the industry, driven by data to create road and social benefits. This is a quotation from them. But this also involves that we are working in multidisciplinarity work, and instead of going each of them in different direction, we have to focus them on a single and central purpose. This also means that you have to change your way of work, because when you are in design, build, and operation, it means that the communication and the share of information is crucial. And it's also a target for an EVAR to be able to manage and monitor the assets during the construction phase, but also after that. Of course, to achieve this goal, you know that international community agrees to work on these 4 parts. First of all, the normalization. So you had to be compliant in this project with the ISO 650. You had to achieve an implementation of BIM level 3 and to use data platform as the core of the system. It means also that you need to have some digitalization in the middle of the system and to use new technology like augmented reality, like drone, etc. And to also be able to follow the project with the digital planning very accurate. Finally, it's also a question of digital process to follow the versioning of the element, to provide a complete and verified as-built model, and to be very, how to say that, rigorous about what you deliver. But all what we described just before could be feel like a constraint. When you keep the project, you are just like, okay, there is a lot to do. So how to turn these constraints for the FH contractor in a force or in an advantage for the next project? So it was the moment to put a step further in the wheel of digitalization, to also gain in maturity regarding the asset management, the data reliability, and the construction efficiency, because what you deliver in BIM could also be fed by what you get on the site, and to have a virtuous cycle of data managing. It also means that the maturity all around Europe and the world, that's what is written there, is not necessarily the same. And I think the strength of our presentation with AREC is to show that when you are working with different countries around the world, you are able to share expertise and good practices. So the way that FH is going to work outside foreign means that it's a possibility for them to learn, to capitalize, and to replicate what they can build, what they can do on this project. So here you can see that most of the elements are, of course, to benchmark, to generate their own CDE, and CDE is not seen as a product, but as a composition and mix of elements to train their team and to construct new methodology, implement BIM approach as a business strategy, not only as a constraint that, like we see just before, to provide feedback and have real reference on the cost and return on investment, and to, at the end of the project, have a differential proposal for the next call for tender. So if we go a little bit deeper in the solution, and we use some use case, we won't present everything, but you will have some example of what is done on E18 project. You can see that for the designs, there is goes about modeling and sharing all the activity and assets, and to have a 4D planification. So here you can quote that the key value are about collaboration, involvement, and commitment of each stakeholders. We also, during the design phase, have some will about the clash detection, the synthesis, and also to reduce the generation of drawing and to work more about, on the 3D models. We can see this kind of element on this small video. So you can see here the structuration of the data. And we will see that the idea is we got the Greenland bridge, and here you can see visually a different level of model maturity index. The idea is to say, okay, the model maturity index, when you are in pre-design, in design, or good for execution, are not the same. And I want, as a stakeholder of the project, to be able to see very easily and precisely at what stage my design or my construction is. And you can see that when I click Here we only selected the MMI 350. And you can see here in the attribute that you have all the information. And all is about that, how to fit correctly the information and the attribute to be able to manage and use efficiently a model. Otherwise, you just put some element together without any intelligence and any possibility to structure or to filter. So this was the first element about MMI. But we also got another way to check element with the co-class. Here it's a very important part of the E18 project is that everything has been divided and defined with a specific GUID and classification. And here it's what you show on the screen is that we are checking if the co-class is correctly or not implemented to check the reliability of what is already designed. Because if those attributes are not properly filled, you will miss the ability to have some connection with the other platform that we will see just later. So I was presenting an example of what we can do in the design, but we can also consider what can be useful during the execution phase. During the execution phase, you don't want to have any more papers at the wrong level of information, etc. So you want to use the 3D model as you are doing it on site with very specific information. Those specific information, you can see here that we are generating the view of what we want to see. Here we choose the example of drainage. The drainage, you get the element with your manhole, with the pipe, etc. And here you will choose a way to see it, to present it, which allows people to have the only necessary information on site, which are slope, which manhole is it, with what is the number of the drainage, etc., etc. So all what we are trying to describe there is that as you take the time to structure your element and to consider the data as something reusable at each phase of the life cycle, you can then filter only what is necessary if you are on the site, if you are at the office, if you want to check the design level, etc., etc.
So what we can add right now to this video is that no matter what kind of a data you have and how many of the data you have in your model management system, you can visualize anything which is necessary for the different participant of the project. If I'm a drainage guy on the site, I have different view for my design, and the other person who is doing some kind of for instance, digging as an operator can have a different view. So it's not only a visualization of the one and the same PDF or DWG or even 3D model, it's the usage of the data in the way which is much more useful for the person who should receive that information.
But you understand that all of this is supported by breakdown structure at each level for the work, for the documentation, and all of this allows the project to have a breakdown structure efficient. Here you can see kind of summarize of how elements are working. So you got a design environment with the modelization, the GIS element, etc. You have the core of the system here with the CDE. And as we said before, it's not a question of only one tool, but a combination of what you are dealing with. And this is possible after that to feed the construction side because of you federate elements here that are reliable and precise, and you can provide this element on site. And if you are able to provide also BIM on site, you let the participant have the ability to embrace this new methodology. It's not only done for people at the office who knows how to use CV3D or things like that. It's also for people in the engine. And if you are able to provide them that kind of data, you will also be able to feed back the data from the site and to generate a model as designed, but also after as built. But all of this is supported here, that you can see in the blue box, with project breakdown substructure, with a very strict codification, also compliant with standard, and thanks to technology.
And here what is really important, just to add one word, here what is really important, it's a different approach to the schema. We were not starting from the solution and maybe adjust the workflow to the solution. We started from the workflow and the need, and then assign different solutions, as you can see on the second picture.
What a transition, Eric.
Yeah, exactly. And you can see right now, for instance, that it's not one environment. You have a different, wide range of the solutions, different platforms, different elements, different solutions for the design, for the coordination. And all of them are more or less necessary for the different participants, and how to collaborate and how to combine them. And that's what we already done, yeah? So combine the different types of solutions.
Exactly. So I think we are out of the time. So the idea is to conclude is to say that Eiffage, who was able to turn, as we said before, something very rigorous and with very high level of expectation as something that they can use and reuse. And also what was very important is the project is that Eiffage was able to connect many platform providers to build their own environment and answer to the request of the client, Nivea.
Exactly, and that's what is in general our goal. First of all, your need, then assignment of the different types of the solutions, not only one vendor, but multi-vendors. And in general, we are starting from the need of the customer, not only local, but also as a general need of the whole company, global company, as Eiffage is, as different, the biggest contractors are. So thank you for your attention. We hope that you enjoy our presentations, not only this one, but three previous ones, which we already have done on the infraBIM. And thank you once again, Nolwenn, to be here. It's a pretty busy time right now. So thank you once again. And I'm passing the voice to Marek.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Nolwenn. Thank you, Arkadiusz. It's really impressive project, and I'm looking forward to know more details on the next infraBIM.